to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a different sort of video on my channel. I've not done one of these yet, and this is going to be a testing eBay makeup brushes. So I bought, I bought this set of Real Techniques brushes, which is the Sam's Picks. So there is 6 different brushes in this pack. And then I also bought the Sam and Nick's picks, and there's 5 brushes in this set. I bought both of these sets together. I think they were $12.99 or $13.99 off of eBay, free delivery. I think they took about 5 days to come, which wasn't too bad. And yeah, so today I'm just going to do a makeup tutorial using these brushes just to see what I think of them, how they perform, and if they're worth it. So just looking at them, I'll start off with Sam's Picks. Both of them have come in the packaging. They've got all of the information on the back about what the brushes are used for, which looks pretty legit. But obviously they can't be if they were so cheap. But I have bought some Real Techniques brushes off of eBay before. Fake ones, I think. Well, I'm pretty sure they're fake. And I use them every day, like they're really good brushes, so I thought I'd get some different ones just to see how they work and if it's worth doing again. It's pretty sturdy packaging, but it just looks like it's been glued together, so that just to me tells me that it's fake. So I'll just pop the brushes out. Brushes themselves, that feels really, really soft. And if I just pull, no bristles have come out, but I'm pretty sure I don't have any real Techniques brushes myself, but my sister does, and I'm pretty sure at the bottom hers sort of flare out a little bit, whereas these are straight, and my other Real Techniques brushes that I got off eBay are the same. I think this brush is similar to one that I got in another set. So again, with the other set of brushes that I've got, the packaging's just 2 bits of foam that are stuck together, which I find really strange. But they smell really strong of something. I don't really like the smell of them. It's really powerful. So these are the 5 brushes from Sam's Picks. They all look okay. Like all these 4 look pretty decent. You can see, like, they're really, really soft. Look pretty good. But this big one, like the big fluffy one, it says this is a duo fibre face brush for lightweight application and blending of face powder or pigments. So I guess it's supposed to sort of have like longer bristles, but there's loads of like little bits sort of sticking out that are all, can you see? You can't see it on camera, but they're all like skewy, and I don't know if that's from this packaging where it's sort of bent them in there. I just don't know if this is going to be very good. So if I do the test of like pulling the bristles to see if any come out, none came out, so hopefully it'll be okay. So there's the 5 brushes from the Sam's Picks there. There's some eye brushes, some face brushes, and these are the 6 brushes from the Sam's Picks. These are Sam and Nick's picks. This is Sam's Picks. So I will do my full face of makeup, and I'll just talk you through what I think the brushes are like, whether they're any decent, and then you'll be able to see for yourself if my makeup turns up good or not. Which I hope it does, because I'm actually going out later on today, so I don't want to have to take my makeup back off and start all over again. So yeah, we'll hope that this goes well. So I've just done my eyebrows and primed my eyelids off camera. Going to start off with eyes. These are the 5 brushes that I have got for the eyes. So obviously, because I'm going out later on, I'm going to do quite like a lot of eye makeup, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have all the brushes that I'll need here. So if I don't, then I'll obviously just like use brushes that I've already got. So I'm going to be using my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette for today's look. I haven't even done a makeup tutorial on my channel without using this palette, because I just can't put it down since I bought it. This one from Sam and Nick's Picks, because this is just a fluffy crease brush, so this will be perfect for my transition colour. So I'm going to go in with this colour here to use. And I'm just going to put that straight into the crease. It's quite good at picking up the eyeshadow out of the pattern, and it's blending it quite nicely. I'm quite impressed with this actually. But like I say, it does pick up the eyeshadow really, really well. It blends it pretty easily. So all I'm doing with this transition colour is just taking it straight into my crease, just blending it backwards and forwards using windscreen wiper motions. And then once there's not much product left on my brush, I'm going to take that up a little bit higher to my brow bone. So moving on now to this angled crease brush. That's what it's called. This is from Sam and Nick's Picks. I'm going to pick up these two colours together and just put them over the top where I put that first transition shade. It's just to create more depth in the crease. So again, the brush feels really, really soft. It seems to blend away the eyeshadow quite easily. Like I haven't had to do much work there. I think that's blended quite nicely. So these are working quite well so far. I'm pretty impressed. So next I'm going to use this more defined crease brush. You can see it's more angled and pointed. I don't actually own a crease brush like this, so if this one's good I'll be really impressed. So going in with a mixture of, I love to mix colours from this palette, a mixture of these two darker brown shades just there. Sorry, I'm really bad at showing this to camera. Yeah, and I'm sorry if you can hear me sniffling and things. I do have quite a bad cold at the moment, so yeah, I'll try not to do it too much while I'm on camera. Yeah, so just taking that into the crease and trying to keep this colour a little bit lower than where I put all the other colours so far. I'm pretty impressed with these brushes. It's blending quite nicely, if you can see. So just taking that into the crease and blending backwards and forwards. Trying not to take this up too high. So I've just cleaned the two eyeshadows that I used on this brush before off of it, because I'm just going to go in with the shade Pukey now on this brush. And just use that to blend those darker browns on the crease. Yeah, these brushes are so soft. I'm really impressed. See, I love finding good things like this because I'm not one of them people that can spend a lot of money on like makeup brushes and makeup. I prefer getting like cheaper things that work. So the eye brushes that I got from eBay don't have like a dense packing brush for like a shimmer shade, so I'm just going in with my BH Cosmetics brush and this shade down here. I think this one's called Pool Party. Yeah, so it's like a bright teal green. So going back in with this more defined crease brush and those two darker browns that I used previously, and just putting them back into the crease because we've lost some of that depth with that shimmer. This brush that we used with the first transition shade, just a tiny little bit, and I'm just going to place that all over the top and just blend it out up to my eyebrow. just to make sure that there isn't any harsh lines. So yeah, just taking that over the top and then bringing it up a little bit. So now I'm just going in with like a big dense brush from BH Cosmetics and this colour here, which is Jada, I think. And I'm just going to place that on the outer corner of my eye. I always tend to do my eyeshadow first because if I make a mistake I can wipe it and clean it when I've done my foundation. Like, I'd hate to do my eyes after my foundation then something go wrong. So just going back in with this and just putting that into the crease without any extra product on it. Just so that that green's sort of blended and doesn't look darker blue colour, and just put that on top of the colour. Use the brush that I've just used. Back in with the fluffy brush from eBay just to blend everything. I'm quite impressed with that. eBay brushes. So I did get like a small eyeliner brush with the eBay set. So as always when I'm doing eyeshadow, I always put like black eyeshadow on my lash line. Couldn't think of the word, so I'm just using the black from Jaclyn Hill's palette and this brush just to see how this works. So these are all the brushes that I've got for the face. This brush, which is like a soft sort of buffing brush, and my Illamasqua Radiance Veil Primer. I'm just going to dip the brush straight in and then just apply it to my face. I think I've already got this brush in a different set. Which I use for this, which is pretty good, so yeah, I'm just going to use it for exactly the same thing. Yeah, it's applying it quite well. I really like this primer, like, it's so nice to go under a foundation, but it looks crazy when you've just put it on like this. So yeah, that brush was decent. So moving on to foundation, I'm just going to use this small foundation brush just to apply the foundation to my face, and then I'll blend it in with a beauty blender just because that's what I usually do. So just going in with a mixture of my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation and my Maybelline Infallible Foundation. I'm just mixing them because I'm running out of my MAC, and my Maybelline one is quite similar consistency. So I'm just mixing the two together because I want it to be quite full coverage, because like I say, I am going out later on and so far my makeup's going quite well, so I don't think I'm going to be having to do it again. I never put the foundation product on my face with a beauty blender because it takes some of the product off, I think. So I always do it with like a brush like this, but usually a bigger one. I don't have one that's this size, so that's quite good. Yeah, this is literally the only thing I'm ever going to use this foundation brush for, because I cannot, like, putting your foundation on like this with one of these brushes. I just think it's awful, like, it leaves lines, and I don't know how I used to do it with a brush like this. Like, what did I do before beauty blenders became a thing? Because it takes so much of the product as well. But that's nothing against like this brush, it's just foundation brushes that are like this in general. Like, I really dislike them. Like, look how much foundation has just come off of that. You're stealing my makeup. But yeah, that'll do for what I've just used it for. So just going in with a Primark Beauty Blender. Sorry, it is a little bit dirty, but I have washed it. It's just stained. So yeah, just going in with a wet Primark Beauty Blender. And just blending all of that in. And blend it into my neck as well. I really hate wearing foundation and things when I've got a cold, because I feel like I can't blow my nose when I've put it on because it just takes it off. Like, don't you hate that when you you've got foundation on, your makeup's looking all nice, and then you blow your nose and it wipes it all off your nose and you have to start like reapplying it. So this is going to be a nightmare for the rest of the day while I'm out. I've never done a makeup tutorial actually like talking to the camera. I always do a voiceover just because while I'm doing things like this I don't know what to say. Make it into more of like a get ready with me. So today, or this afternoon should I say, I am going out on like an afternoon day sesh into the evening, because it is my boyfriend's brother's birthday. So we're going out for some drinks to celebrate. I'm going up to do his cousin's like eye makeup before we go out, and then yeah, just going like for a few cocktails, and then it will probably end up getting quite messy because it always does. But as you can see, I have left the underneath of my eye blank, like I haven't put foundation there because I always find it really creases when I do that. It's just not the best for my skin. So out of these brushes I haven't got a concealer brush, so I'm just going to use the concealer brush that I would usually use, which is from eBay. I can't find my concealer. Where is it? Yeah, so it's just, it came on that $8.99 set that I got. And yeah, it's worked for me ever since, so it is a little bit dirty, but just ignore that. So yeah, I'm just putting this all underneath my eyes. I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear concealer like I always do. Put a little bit down my nose and across there. I do have a cream contour kit, but that's at my house and I'm at my boyfriend's, so I can't use that. But yeah, the eBay brush set didn't come with brushes that I could use for that anyway. So just doing the same thing, I put a little bit there, some on my chin, and then just spread that out on my forehead. I always do the underneath of my eyes last, just because I like to let the product sort of sit there on my skin for a little bit first. I don't know why, but it's like I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I am training to be able to do makeup on other people though, because I do really enjoy it, but I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just going to blend the underneath of my eyes with a smaller beauty blender, and then I'll do one eye at a time because I always like to set it straight away with my RMC. Why can't I talk today? With my RMCA translucent powder. So I bring it in on my nose quite far in. And then just blend. Dab, 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 dab. So I can clean up if I made any mess underneath my eye. And I just like to warm the product up a little bit with my finger. I do everything that people say that's meant to stop you getting creases in your concealer, but I still end up getting them, so you know. But I feel like this concealer from MAC, you really need to set it, otherwise it goes cakey. So I'm just going to leave that to bake. And then just do the same on my other eye. So now that I've got that translucent powder baking underneath my eyes, we can get back onto the rest of the face brushes. So I'm going to use this duo fibre one for my powder. I'm just using my MAC Skin Finish in shade Light. Oh gosh. Did you see this? It doesn't actually pick any product up. It just like makes it all go weird in the pot. I don't think I like this brush, honestly. This one looks like it's going to be a letdown. It's just not picking the product up. I just don't understand. Oh. It's quite itchy. I'm not using that. This one was a fail. Oh my gosh, a massive bird's just landed on my windowsill outside. Yeah, this one was a fail. I'm not using this one. So I'll just use the same brush that I've already got, but the dirty version, because I usually use this for my powder. So I'll keep the new one for bronzer. So yeah, I'll just go back to using this one. I always like to pat the powder in and then I swipe it away. Yeah, that brush, wow. It's just like, it's a good job. Well, it's a good job I'm wearing black, but it's literally just got my powder all over me. What a waste of product. Silly brush. So that one was a fail. That one will be going in the bin. But I suppose it was only £1, so I'm not too bothered about that. So yeah, powder's done. Moving on to bronzer. Like I said, I'm going to use this one. This brush, because it is exactly the same as the one I've just used, feeling it now, I don't know how to explain. It doesn't feel like it's got as many actual bristles in it. It feels lighter, so I don't know. We'll see if this one works. Hopefully it's not going to be another fail. So I'm just using my Too Faced Black Book of Bronzers, which is really, really dirty because it's got covered in that powder from that silly brush. Just going in with these two shades here. So I mix them together because I like the shine of one and then the colour of the next. That's done the same as the other one. Like, look at that mess. Look at the mess. It's just wasting all my makeup. Oh, I don't know if I like this one. It's not blended yet, no. Blend. I'm not using this brush either. Awful. We'll just go back to my trusty bronzer brush and see if I can fix that horrible mistake that just happened. Oh no, look at that line. Yeah, this brush is just so much better. That's going to take some fixing. I just take my bronzer up onto my forehead. I sort of do it in the shape of a 3, so like that. 1. And then the same on the other side. I can't believe that that's just happened. Like, look at that. Compared to that. I'm nervous about using this like powder contour brush now. What if this ruins it even more? I'm going to pick up a really small amount of product. So I'm just going in with this matte shade here, just for my powder contour. I'll just dip the brush in. I haven't even really picked any up because I'm too nervous now. I don't even really need to put much on this side because that bronzer brush has sort of already done my powder contour for me. I suppose it doesn't look too bad now. Just take some on my jawline, sorry. Oh my gosh, look what it's done. Look at that. This can go in the bin as well. Going back to my trusty BH Cosmetics one, and I'm going to just try Fix. So I'm guessing what this is showing me so far is some eBay brushes can be really good because I already have a set, like this one that I used for my powder. This is the same brush as this, but this one feels like it's got more bristles, like it's fatter than this one. Can you see the difference when I'm pressing this? This one's fatter. So I guess it just depends which ones you buy. So some can be good and then some can be rubbish. So I'll just use this one for my powder contour. It looks quite dark. And then just blend. And then take some up on my forehead. I really love this Too Faced Black Book of Bronzers, which is actually from eBay. I definitely don't think that it's real, but it, like, the product works perfect, really. I don't have any complaints about it. So just because those brushes have made a little bit of a mess on this side of my face, I'm just going to dip a beauty blender into my RMCA translucent powder and just sort of clean up this bit here because it's got a bit of a mess. So I'll just do the same step on the other side of my face with not as much product, just to sort of sort that out. Right, then and moving on now, this brush is from eBay as well. It's a bit dirty, but I'm only going to use it to blend out my bake. This is a really good brush for this step, so I just pat it all in and then sweep it away. RMCA powder I really do like, but it is a bit of a hit and miss sometimes. Like, sometimes it does leave a white cast, but then other times it doesn't, so it's really, really strange. But it is a really good translucent powder. Like, it doesn't give flashback when you're taking a photo, which I bought, just clean this up, I bought NYX, is that how you pronounce it? I bought NYX's translucent powder. That was the first one I ever bought, and I went out for a family meal and my grandma took a photo on her camera and flash, and literally underneath my eyes it looked ridiculous. So I emptied all that powder out and I bought some RMCA powder, and I've put that in the NYX pot just because RMCA powder is a bit annoying to get out of those tubs that it comes in. So then, without any extra product, I'm just going to use my bronzer brush and just try blend these lines a little bit more before I go in with some blusher. I'm not risking using the eBay brushes for my blusher. There isn't really one that I'd want to use anyway, so I'm just using my BH Cosmetics blush brush and my MAC blusher. I don't know which one it is because it's rubbed off the back. But it is like a pinky shade one. Because my favourite MAC blusher is at home. So I'm just going to apply it to the apples of my cheeks. And then take it up a little bit. I'm hoping that the like highlighter type brush from this set is good. And then with this brush as well, I'm just going to use the like blusher bronzer just to blend over my cheek and blend my blush into my bronzer. So now back onto the eyes with my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I'm going in with the, where is it? The angled brush. Oh, they feel stay in my hands. And taking these two colours that I mixed together before, taking those first, just underneath all of my eye. That's just going to act as sort of the transition shade. Yeah, I'm really impressed with these. Then with the eyeliner brush, I'll just wipe the excess off. I'm going to go in with the dark brown. Oh, the dark brown from the palette. And I'm just going to put that quite close to my lash line. Sorry, I really can't do this on camera. And same thing on the other side. I think the eyeliner brush that I've already got is a bit better at this step than this one, because I think this one's quite small, so it takes longer, but then I guess it's better for like precision, I suppose. Then going in with my BH Cosmetics brush, just because the eye brushes that I've got, there isn't what I'm wanting. And taking a mix of that one and that one. And keeping this to the outer corner. Just so that it blends into the top of the lash line. Like so. And then exactly the same on the other eye. Oh, someone's come off there. And then with, which brush shall I use for this? I'll try with this one, which is what I use for the transition shade. I'm going to go in with the shimmer shade that I've used on my lid and put that on the lower lash line. We'll see how this goes with a fluffy brush. It's not really showing up that great, so I might have to use a brush that I already own. I'm just going to use a denser brush. This is just again from eBay, just to get that shimmer on the lower lash line. And then, where is it? I got this really defined, like, what does it say that this is for? Oh, it's a fine liner brush, but I don't have a liquid liner, so I'm not going to use this one today. So I am going to use, this brush, which is again from eBay, but it's very similar to that one, but it's more of like a, what's the word? I don't even know what word I'm looking for, but I use this one for my inner corner highlight. So I'm going to use this colour here to create sort of an icy blue. So I'm taking it quite far in. So yeah, I've just put that on the inner corner. I'm going to do my mascara and maybe a bit of eyeliner off camera. And then so now I'm moving on to highlight, and I'm using my Carly Bybel Deluxe Edition palette. The highlighters in this are just amazing. So I'm going to test out this setting brush that came from eBay. So I'm hoping that this one works, because I do really want a highlighter brush like this. I haven't got one as yet. I've got a bigger version from BH Cosmetics, and then I've just got a fan brush. So I'm hoping that this one works. So I'm going to go in with this highlighter first. Just pick that up on the brush. It does pick it up quite well, so I just can't really tell if it's applying it, so I'm going to have to look in my mirror. Yeah, it is applying it quite well. Yeah, like, just look at this highlight. Carly Bybel. Love you for it. I'm obsessed with highlight. Like, I use so many, and I can't just use one. Like, I always put one on and then like another one on afterwards. I'm just obsessed. So I'm going to use the lighter pink one out of that palette and just put it right on top of the other one. Put some up here, just put it everywhere. Yeah, I like this brush. Was a win. In conclusion, the makeup brushes that I bought from eBay, all these different Real Techniques one, the eye brushes, love them. I'll definitely be keeping those. They've worked really, really well on my eyes and blended all my eyeshadow out really, really nicely. But the face brushes that came in these sets, especially this one, like, look at the state of it now. It's being used. Like, it's horrible. Are going straight in the bin. So I guess it's just hit and miss. It is hit and miss. I suppose you get what you buy, but the eye brushes, super impressed with. And this highlighter brush, I really, really like. So yeah, I'm not too fussed. Spent about £13 and I've got maybe 6 or 7 brushes that I'm going to get use out of. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that.